Welcome back. Good morning, dear students. Well set again for GSC studies. Here we reached up to the last topic of chapter 3rd, and I can say last before the summer vacation. Are you ready? Today we are going to discuss about what is dissolution. Dissolution is the property in which a substance dissolves into another substance. Let's see what the text given there in our book. When one substance mixes completely with another substance to give clear solution, we say it has dissolved. The property by which a substance dissolves in another substance is called dissolution. Dear student, water is having the ability to dissolve most of the substances present around us, and that's why water is known as a universal solvent. Today we are going to discuss about the dissolution of solids, liquids and gases in water. First of all, we will study dissolution of solids in water, then dissolution of liquids in water, and lastly dissolution of gases in water. So we will start from dissolution of solids in water. Some solids dissolve in water and some do not dissolve. Let's perform an activity to understand this. Here at page number 40 of our book, this activity is given. 3 test tubes are taken and 3 solid substances are there. Here I want to show you the live activity. 3 solid substances. First one is salt, sugar and the sand. 3 substances. These are solids or liquids? These are solids. Now the 3 tumblers are required. Instead of test tube, I am taking tumbler here. We will pour water in all the 3 tumblers one by one. After pouring water, we are going to add these 3 substances, solid substances you can say. First of all, sand, then sugar, followed by salt. With the help of a spoon, we are going to stir all the 3 so that we can see which solid substance has dissolved completely in water and which do not. More stirring is required in case of sugar. As you know, sugar need more time to dissolve in water. Have you ever helped your mother to make lemonade? Mom has sometimes assigned you to do the same task. So after stirring all the 3 well, we will confirm again if more is required, as I am doing in case of sugar, because sugar need more time to dissolve in water. Now we are going to see what is the result. As you can see, the sand is settled down in the bottom. not going to mix completely. Here some crystals of sugar are also left behind, but as the passage of time they will definitely mix up in water, and salt is almost completely dissolved. Further, I'm going to stir the sugar solution once again. Here it is. Some crystals of sugars are still left behind. But as I told you, by the passage of time, definitely these crystals will also dissolve in water. Now I'm keeping all the three solid substances aside so that we can see the result of this activity clearly. As you are watching, out of these three solutions, which one are two clear solution appearing to you? Sugar and salt. What about soil? Soil it just settles down in the bottom. You can conclude that soil does not dissolve in water completely, while sugar and salt has dissolved completely in water and gives a clear solution. On the basis of above activity, we can conclude that the substances that dissolve in water are called soluble substances, for example, sugar and salt. And the substances that do not dissolve are called the insoluble substances. For example, sand, soil, etc. Now, dear student, let's come to the next topic, that is dissolution of liquids in water. Some liquids are soluble in water, that is they dissolve in water, and some liquids are insoluble in water. Let's perform an activity that is given at page number 42 of our book. This activity number 13 will be performed by us live, and here 2 tumblers already filled half with water. We will take 2 liquids. One is the mustard oil, and what about this? Can you identify? Lemon juice. So 2 liquids are in our hand. We want to see which one is soluble and which one is insoluble. When we pour some of the drops of oil in tumbler, see what happens. Oil is just floating on the surface of water, while this lemon juice, just after pouring into the tumbler, get mixed up so quickly. Stir it well, and you can't identify where is water, where is lemon juice. But what about this? We can see the oil on the surface of water. This means that water, in water, oil is a substance, oil is a liquid that is insoluble, and lemon juice is soluble in water. So lemon juice is soluble in water, while mustard oil is insoluble in water. This is all about the nature of liquids in case of dissolution. Now, dissolution of gases in water. Dear students, some gases dissolved in water. For example, soda water, you can say cold drink, are prepared by dissolving carbon dioxide gas in water. Now, I want to show you something. That is activity number 14 given at page number 42. Are you familiar with such type of situation? When we open the cold drink or soda water bottle, froth coming out of that, and this is because of the gas that dissolved inside these cold drink bottles. Actually, cold drinks or the soda water are prepared by dissolving carbon dioxide gas in them. Here, dear student, oxygen gas also gets dissolved in water in small amount, and that's why the aquatic animals are able to breathe inside the water. But some gases like helium, ozone and hydrogen do not dissolve in water. This shows that some of the gases are soluble in water and some are not soluble in water. The solubility of a gas in water decreases with the increase in temperature. You will further study about the concept in higher classes. Till now, we have learned that all materials are made up of matter which exist in three forms, that is solid, liquid and gases, and matter can be classified on the basis of properties such as appearance and feel, transparency, diffusion and solubility is left behind. We are going to discuss about that, solubility and saturated solution. What is solubility and saturated solution, and what is the, I can say, what is the effect of temperature on solubility.